He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. They had Charli Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray,
Tracy
Lee, and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million, it comes out to like $62 million. I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn.
Did you hear the buzz about Charli Baltimore being one of the people Biggie wanted to take with him when he was planning to leave Diddy's Bad Boy Records for a massive $62 million deal? Word is, Biggie shared a lot with Charli, plans, personal insights, and some major behind-the-scenes truths. We're talking about things involving Diddy and even his wife at the time, Faith Evans, and this wasn't just casual talk. It sounded more like serious confessions or even warnings. Now, with Diddy facing legal challenges, sources say Charli feels it's the right moment to finally speak out about what Biggie shared with her. According to some reports, she's been saying privately that both Diddy and Faith may have known more about what happened to Biggie than they've let on, which could explain why Faith has continued to publicly support Diddy when it comes to Biggie's legacy and untimely passing.
We know is that Puff would never have Big. Puff would never be involved in one of his best friends. Mm-hmm. That's outside of him being his artist. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was like, you know, their relationship was something that I don't have that relationship with Puff. So, you know, that's never been.
You might want to sit down for this one, because if the rumors are true, Faith Evans could end up being caught in the middle of everything going on with Diddy. Here's a little background. Biggie and Charli Baltimore reportedly started their relationship in the winter of 1995. Biggie actually played a big part in helping Charli break into the music industry. According to stories, she once left a rap verse on his voicemail, and he was so impressed that he encouraged her to pursue a career in hip-hop.
He said he never met a female that could write the way I could write. But that was always like my, I guess, favorite part of the whole thing was the actual writing. Not so much the rhyming, but the writing. And I think he appreciated that because he was such a pro.
Did you know that Biggie once had plans to form a hip-hop trio called The Commission with Charli Baltimore and Jay-Z? Unfortunately, those plans were cut short by his untimely passing in March 1997. Biggie's relationship with Charli Baltimore was also filled with intense highs and lows. Charli has opened up about the challenges they faced, including instances of infidelity. She once shared that she discovered suggestive photos of Biggie with another woman, which led to a major argument and some damage to a hotel room. She even recalled tossing his jewelry into a pool during a moment of frustration. Charli has also spoken about the complicated situation involving Faith Evans. She revealed that Biggie was hesitant to tell her about Faith's pregnancy and that she ultimately found out through his mother, something that added another layer of emotional complexity to their relationship.
I think it was his mom that told me. I don't even think it was him. Like, his mom was, telling him, you need to tell her what's going on. And, and I guess he was kind of scared to tell me. And if I'm not mistaken, it was her that told me. And I was just kind of like, in shock. I mean, we would have moments in our relationship where we would break up for short periods of time. I think the longest was maybe a month, 2 months. But, we definitely would have our little spats and go into our on again, off again stage. So I think the way he tried to explain it was, it happened during one of our on again, off again.
During their time together, Biggie reportedly confided in Charli Baltimore about a number of deeply personal matters, including his plans to leave Bad Boy Records and bring her along to a new label. It's been alleged that Biggie even told Charli he feared for his safety because of the major career move he was considering. According to sources, Charli has recently begun sharing some of these conversations more openly. Adding to the speculation, there are rumors circulating that suggest Faith Evans might have had knowledge of, or even a connection to, what ultimately happened to Biggie. It's worth remembering that when Faith was previously asked about the claims that Diddy could have been involved in Biggie's death, she came to his defense. She spoke about the special bond Diddy and Biggie shared, even saying her own relationship with Biggie wasn't as close as theirs. According to Faith, the idea of anyone being able to link Biggie's passing to a broader conspiracy just doesn't make sense to her.
Without a doubt that if that's the case, then we would have sued Puff a long time ago.
Right.
If we felt that way. You don't think they haven't tried to get us to do that?
Yeah, I watched
I'm
the
just
episode
saying, you know,
with
in
Diddy.
real life. But we know.
Now ask yourself this. Why would Faith Evans insist that Biggie and Diddy had a strong relationship when so many others have claimed otherwise? Even going as far as to suggest Diddy may have had a deeper role in the tragedy surrounding Biggie's passing. This is where things get interesting. You might remember that Rolling Stone published a major exposing on Diddy, which reportedly took 6 months to research and write. That article included some serious revelations about Biggie, including confirmation from multiple sources that he was planning to leave Bad Boy Records. One of those sources was Monique Bunn, a hip-hop photographer from that era. She specifically stated that Biggie was preparing to leave the label and was in talks to gain control of his publishing rights. Other contributors to the article claimed that after Biggie's passing, Diddy put heavy focus on the marketing and sales of life after death, raising eyebrows for how quickly the business took priority over grieving. Even more unsettling, according to Kirk Burrows, a former Bad Boy executive, when Rolling Stone offered to do a tribute cover in Biggie's honor, Diddy insisted on taking the spotlight for himself instead. Kirk reportedly told Diddy, "Let's make it Biggie. You can still get a cover later." But Diddy allegedly replied, "No, he's gone. I'm putting out my album, No Way Out, in July. I need to be on the cover." And that's exactly what happened. In 1997, Diddy appeared on the cover of Rolling Stone under the headline Puff Daddy, the new king of hip-hop, wearing a shirt with Big on his chest, a move that many found questionable. The article also highlighted an interview Diddy did 2 years later, where he acknowledged that Biggie's passing brought a surge of fame and increased sales. He admitted that around 2 million of the nearly 5 million copies sold of No Way Out were due in part to the public's response to Biggie's death. Kirk also claimed that Diddy felt some jealousy over Biggie's past friendship with Tupac. Allegedly, Diddy wanted that kind of bond with Pac, but Pac wasn't interested and didn't respect him. Kirk went on to say that Diddy was the one who encouraged Biggie to release songs that fueled their rivalry, including the infamous track Who Shot Yet, which many interpreted as a direct message to Tupac. Even Biggie's mother, Voletta Wallace, believed something deeper was at play. In her 2005 memoir Biggie, Voletta Wallace remembers her son, Christopher Wallace. She wrote candidly about how Biggie was drawn in by the promise of success. She recalled that Diddy initially offered her son $25,000, a life-changing amount for 19-year-old Biggie at the time, which led him to believe Diddy was a true friend and mentor. But later, Voletta became vocal about her belief that Biggie's death wasn't random. She said she believed there was a conspiracy to cover up the truth. In an interview with Daily Mail, she said, "It hurts me every single day to know what happened to Christopher and that I won't ever see him again. His sister Tiana hurts every day too. We've grieved as a family, and it never gets any easier." She also claimed that LAPD detectives knew who was behind Biggie's death but never took action. "I have a very good idea who was responsible, and I believe the LAPD does too. They just won't move forward. It seems like someone is being protected." Voletta was also part of the film project City of Lies, which explored corruption and cover-ups in the investigation. She said she joined the film to honor her son and the late detective Russell Poole, who died trying to uncover the truth. In another interview with Entertainment Weekly, she added, "As long as I have life, there is hope. I'll never give up. And I hope that when I'm gone, my family and friends will continue the fight." So here's the big question. If so many people, including Biggie's own mother, have voiced suspicions and pushed for answers, why has Faith Evans consistently defended Diddy? Well, according to rumors and reports, Charli Baltimore may have an answer. Allegedly, she believes Faith knows exactly what happened and may even know more about Diddy's role in it than she's let on. If that's true, it could explain why Faith has always stood by Diddy in public. And if what Charli has reportedly been saying behind the scenes comes to light, We might be in for even more revelations. Let me know your thoughts. Do you believe Faith knew more than she ever admitted?